Hey guys, thanks for stopping by and watching this new edition with a really great friend of mine, super awesome guy, and I'm really, really looking forward to you guys hearing his story, hearing some of the inspiring stuff that he's done. He's the type of guy that will inspire you. If you haven't looked at network marketing yet, or you're in network marketing right now, it will inspire you to take that extra step and move you forward. Absolutely doing some great things. Really a key leader in this company, one of the top 1-2% actually. That's worldwide within the company that he's in. So without further ado, taking any more time away from him, because I really want you to hear his story. Please welcome on Justin Robbins.
Cheers, Matt. Thank you very much, mate, for bringing me on to this today. I'm actually really looking forward to sharing the story and everything that we've managed to get through. So it's it's a real privilege to be on. For my background, came to network marketing about 11 years ago. I'd heard about network marketing through my brothers for about 2 years before that. I was very skeptical, though, wasn't too sure about the industry, heard some stuff, maybe listened to the wrong people, heard some good and bad things, I suppose. So I tended to go on the side of the bad. Before that, I'd started out working in the leisure industry from the age of 16, just part-time in the local leisure centre, and then became a lifeguard and then started working in the gym. But one of the things I've always done is I've always paid for my own sort of courses, my own personal development and continual professional development. So my own sort of personal training course and that sort of stuff. So always invested in myself. And then got to the age of 25, was a little bit unhappy where I was. Anyway, went on a family holiday to Spain, and we met a guy who actually is the top earning leader in our company in the UK by chance, but my brothers already knew him because they were already part of this company, and just had a conversation with him and came back with a kind of different thought process about the industry and about the actual products that company had. So for me, very much about integrity. I won't promote anything or talk about anything unless I know that it works. So the first thing I did was I went and tested the products. I went out, it's a nutrition company and wellness company that I'm with, and really tested the products and lost 16 pounds of body fat in a pretty short space of time, which gave me loads of energy, made me feel great. And I tried other nutrition supplements and products in the past, but never really felt any different. So it gave me the confidence that, it did what it said it did. And then some people just started to take notice of what happened for me and how I was starting to look, and they just started to ask. So, I then approached my brothers about, maybe this is something I can do as well. Got started very, very part-time, age of 25. And really, just got going from there. As a little bit of time has gone along, me and my partner Laura, we've had 2 children, and I got to a point where I think everybody possibly does in life, and it normally happens, I think, to most people between sort of like 27, 32, when they realize that the world isn't what we thought it was as a kid, and we're now at an age where we've been doing what we've been doing long enough to know that it sucks generally for most people. So so I just decided to take some real action on what we were doing, and got the whole thing going very part-time, like I said, around the 2 kids in a tiny little town in West Wales with only sort of 20,000 people. So that was kind of the beginnings back then. Do you want to keep going, Matt? So
there's parts of the story that I've not even heard. So
yeah.
But to like cut you off, so do you think the delay in joining was down to where the message was coming from? Because there's going to be people listening to the call that have probably spoken to their family members so many times, and they're going to relate to your situation. So was it where the message was coming from versus the negative stuff that you'd heard, or was it just purely the fact that it was coming from your brothers and you were so close that you were too close?
So yeah, absolutely. My 2 brothers are younger than me. I really believe we listen through filters, and my filter for them was they're younger than me. They don't know what they're talking about. I'm older. I'm more superior. This type of, listening through your ego. And so I really didn't want to hear what they said. The message, I don't think the message was bad. It maybe wasn't as polished as the message I received from David. But
as you would expect, being the top. Yeah,
absolutely. And I just came back with a little bit more confidence. I always say to people in my team, I say, if you want to get people to really see what the company is about, get them in front of other people, you know, because most of your family don't want to listen to you. They know what you were like from when you were born and being a kid and how you behaved, and they know all the bad sides to you. So, you know, get them in front of somebody else so that they can actually look at it properly with two eyes. So, yeah.
So fast forward, what, 10 years? 12 years?
11 years. It'd be 12 years. Right.
So 11 years, which, by the way, is, you know, an outstanding run, especially for where the network marketing industry is concerned. 11 years making it a career, you know, that is very small in terms of percentage of people that go on to do that, because not everybody wants to go ahead and build a career or a business. It works perfectly great at the side of a career that people do enjoy and like. So what's life now then, from the transition from part-time working the company in and around your current commitments until you were financially well off enough to make the jump to, right, this is ridiculous, because I know this part of your story, this is ridiculous, this is coming in over here, but I'm still working full-time for somebody else, the NHS, working my whatever's off. What, first of all, so the question is, what was the key to making the switch to going full-time, and what's life like now as a result, having been in 11 years?
Okay, so I suppose it was the work ethic that I put in while I was part-time. So one thing I really believe in, you know, it doesn't matter how good the company is, how good the industry is, if you don't believe in the plan that's in front of you, then you're going to probably fail whatever you do, because you're not going to have belief in it, you're not going to work it the way you did. So I had a plan and a method that I really enjoyed doing, so I worked through that as hard as I could, and because I was enjoying it, it was fun. But I was in work from 8 till 4 every day, and then my evenings and, you know, my weekends were around the kids, you know, because you still have to have the family balance. We're pretty full up, and I just started. And what I love about network marketing is if you just keep on being consistent, doing the same thing over and over and over, the compounding effect is pretty huge over time. And, you know, you said about 11 years, and a lot of people don't make it to 11 years, because obviously if you quit, you can't get to 11 years or 5 years. Or you only get as far as you get to the point when you decide that you're going to hang up your boots and not do it anymore. And most people do quit probably a few months shy of them getting something going. They're just about to get it going, and frustration and lack of patience kicks in, and they drop out. So I just kept on doing the same thing. So it wasn't like I needed to invest more time or I needed to put more in. I was just doing the same thing over and over. And because it was something most people could do and it was duplicatable, then the team were doing it. It was starting to build the royalty income. And we got to a point where the income was 4 times what I was being paid in my job. And actually, I remember waking up one morning, sitting on the edge of the bed, and it was 6:30, because that's what time the alarm went off. And I was like, because I had to go to the job again. And I didn't want to be in the job. I wanted to be doing what I enjoy doing. And Laura just said, you know, why don't you just hand your notice in today? Why don't you just quit? And I didn't have my notice in that day, but a week later I did. And it was one of the best feelings ever, but also a little bit scary, because you have the security of the job. You know, it was paying okay money that would pay the bills. But now life's totally different. You know, the commute down the stairs is very different to getting up in the morning on frosty mornings and driving into work. And just being able to pick and choose, having the freedom, I think, is the big thing. That's what I actually always wanted. It was never chasing money or chasing this or chasing that. It was always, I just want to be able to pick and choose what I would do. And that's different for everyone. And everybody needs a different amount of income, I suppose, to have that flexibility. So that's kind of what life is like at the moment. We, you know, get to travel and do all kinds of ridiculous things with the company, because it's a real lifestyle company as well. So yeah, we're pretty fortunate.
So with I mean, me being in just over 5 years and you being in 11, you know, between us and the guys that are actually watching, you really got the rocket, or you really started to treat this really seriously, probably about the same time that I came in. It was about 5 years ago that you really started to take this, you know, really seriously as a career. Maybe just over, perhaps.
Yeah, it was kind of middle of 2009, and you know, the challenges we had at that point was that the business and the company didn't have a lot of momentum at the time. So it was really, you know, you're trying to just figure it out yourself as you were going along, then found a few things that worked and then just kept doing those over and over. So it's kind of middle of 2009, I really started to work and got some nice stuff going on. And what's great is a lot of the people that came in middle of 2009 are still part of the team today, which is great because they got in and they enjoyed, and we all just started off together. And then you kind of came in maybe around about 2000, end of 2011. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and things were going well, and then obviously we've had, the wellness industry is a huge industry, and it's what people are talking about massively now. So,
well, yeah. I actually saw a statistic the other day. It was the industry set to grow over the next 5 years. The health and wellness industry, the growth expected is £200 billion or $268 billion in the next 4 or 5 years, which I just thought was astronomical. Just 5 years alone. I mean, unbelievable. So with
problems with obesity and all of those issues and health related issues going on massively, even though that this industry is going to boom like that.
Yeah, the thing is, it's the industry overall is going to, network marketing in general is going to boom over the next 10, 20, 30 years anyway, especially listening to some of the statistics that are coming out in terms of like what's now being automated, like artificial intelligence and all this kind of stuff. I was looking at a friend of mine sent me a spreadsheet of how this thing breaks down as to what's going to be replaced over X amount of years and what have you in industry sectors. And it's just absolutely crazy. And I genuinely think that network marketing is one of those industries that is AI proof. It is, recession proof if you're working the model correctly and you're doing what you should be. So with those sort of things in mind, what are you most looking forward to in the future? Let's say 2017. What are you most looking forward to? Let's compact the future down. But what are the things you're most looking forward to?
Well, about 6 months ago, we moved to a new city. We're now based in Cardiff, which is the capital of Wales. So big change of scenery, community. We don't know a lot of people. So, really looking forward to helping a lot of people in the area here, because I really do want to serve lots of people and support lots of people and help them get incredible results like we had when we got started. So that's for me, fresh start, fresh area, somewhere to get my teeth into. I'm really excited about growing our business, but helping a lot of people in the area to achieve more financial freedom as well as great health results going forward. It's it's been a pretty impressive journey up to now, as in just the journey of life, not business side of things.
So if you could pick some real standout moments from being in the company that you can directly relate to. So say for example, if you'd stayed in your former life doing what you were doing, pick something that you in your head would never have been able to do if you'd have stayed there and not be doing what you're doing now. If you could figure that one out, what would that be?
There's a couple of really big standout moments that, having the job that I had and the income we had coming into the house and the way our family set up, that we've never been able to do. So about 3 or 4 years ago, I think it was, we flew to Thailand for a vacation. We took Laura's parents. They always babysit. They do lots of stuff with the kids to look after it, same as my parents do. And then the following year, we took my family and my parents, my little sister as well, out to Hawaii. And, these vacations are not, going to Blackpool for the weekend. They cost a serious wedge, and to be able to do that, I know
it wasn't a short amount of time. They didn't fly out just for a long weekend. It was 10 days plus.
I think they were both 11-day vacations, and with the Hawaii one, there was a stopover in LA, and take my parents around Beverly Hills and stuff, which is really cool. And I know I would never have been able to do that in the JOB, sadly. Another thing then is just traveling with your friends. We've been able to go to places, Las Vegas, and have penthouse suites. And I don't want to make it all about the look at us or anything. It's more about how it can affect, and that anybody can have this. It's just a case of being willing to work for it, have a bit of belief, get around the right people as much as you can, listen to the people who are saying all the positive stuff. And I suppose be really solution orientated, because we all have challenges, we all have life dramas. And it's how you deal with them and what you learn from them that are going to make the difference.
Awesome. I'm going to throw you a massive curveball. So I've been listening. I do a lot of personal development, as do you, and I've really gotten into my podcast recently and listened to some of you guys that are watching this will have heard a guy called Tim Ferriss, who does the 4-hour work week, 4-hour body, all that kind of stuff. Really interesting to listen to, so I highly recommend you check those podcasts out. But he asks often his guests one key question, which is, and I'm going to steal it directly from him. If you had a billboard that you could put up all around the city that was to inspire people to just take a look at network marketing, what would it say?
Wow, thanks for the question. What would it say? I don't even know. Actually,
Any message that you could, that if you wanted to get a message across to people passing by that saw a huge billboard that would move people more towards looking at network marketing, what do you think it would be to inspire them?
I suppose, don't believe what you always hear. Don't believe what other people say. Maybe, just as a kind of to make them think. Don't believe what everybody else says. Come take a look yourself. Come and gather all the facts.
Great answer. Great answer. Because at the end of the day, people are very, very happy to share their own opinion, and we all know that opinion often has very little by way of like actual fact. But it's like if you want to go start a property portfolio, don't listen to someone who hasn't got a property portfolio. Or a successful one.
Two rules that I tend to run by, Matt, are you don't take personally, and I don't want anybody to take offense, is don't take health advice of someone who's overweight, and don't take financial advice of someone who's broke. And I think if not being nasty to people, but if someone's giving you opinion all the time, just take a look at who that person is, and do they really have the intellect, the knowledge, the understanding of what they're talking about, or are they just plucking it from some newspaper or something they heard?
Yeah. And perhaps seek out people like you did. I know yours was more random than actual looking for it, but seek out the key people in the industry and sit down with them, get them a coffee. They'd be more than happy to have a coffee. And contrary to popular belief, they're not going to sit there and pitch you on the business, because leaders in network marketing don't do that. They'll probably ask you to have a look at their company. But trust me, guys, if you're wanting to know about the industry, whether it's a certain specific company or not, find the people that are flying within that company, and get their take on it, even if you are introduced to them by somebody else, okay, who perhaps is in the same company. You can get their take on it, because it doesn't matter where you are within network marketing, they're always going to be there to assist you in one shape or form, because that's how we roll. So thanks very much, Justin, for taking that time. I know you're a really busy guy, and I appreciate you spending sort of 20 minutes getting your your views and your opinions, which are actually backed up by 11 years of work experience, should we say. And thanks very much. I'm looking forward to having you on again soon, when you take it to the next level and you can come tell people what you're doing.
Cool. Thank you very much, mate. Appreciated it.
Cheers, Justin. Awesome. Thanks very much. Cheers.